Tav X, purity becoming one. Tav X, purity becoming one. This is not my usual late night video. I had to do this video early. I said, you know what? I'm getting ready to go out soon. I said, you know what? Let me do this video before I even go out. So, that's what I did. I understand that a lot of people don't come on. I understand 100%. And I'm just happy. Young King in the house. Listen, it just may be me and you, because this ain't a late night like I usually do. This is early one. And you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna go out. I was gonna go out, and then I don't know what time I get back, and then I gotta eat. I gotta do this, and then I wasn't sure I was going to make a video, but I said, I want to make this. And this is important to a degree. It just shows where we are in the space of time. And I wanted to share with you. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to wait until I come back, because I got my shirt on. I'm getting ready to put my pants and all that stuff on. Judah Samuel in the house. Tav X, period, becoming one. I was telling Young King, he came on first. I said, listen, I know the people ain't going to get it. They're going to think maybe this is a duplicate or AI or something, because a new Yeshua Mishra don't come on this damn early. So it must be a scam of some sort. So, but I said, you know what? If I go out, I may come back in later, and then I may not do it. And why wait to do a video? If I have something that I need to do a video on that I think it's just enlightening to see this unfold. So as it unfolds, I'm going to unfold the things to you and share it with you. Some people can say, well, that means that, but nah, everything is for something. That's what you don't understand. Proverbs 16, the Most High made everything for himself, even the wicked for the day of evil. So you could just think casually that, that's nothing, whatever you want to say. But I know that my creator, he don't do things for nothing. And the little tiny things you think is nothing is really effective and important things that lead up to things. So that's why I said I'm going to make this video today. Ben and Jerry telling the world, heathens, give it all back. And now you know they hate them. We are the most despised people on the face of the earth. Everywhere we go, they don't like us. And if it seems like they like us, they pretend that they like us. But they don't like us. We are the poster child of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. No other people group on the planet. Amos 9:7. And you, children of Israel, are as the Ethiopians unto me. So you can scratch out those fake wannabe J-ish people with the fake curly cues that are goofy as the day is long. No swag, just goofy. Those ain't the Most High representatives upon the earth. It's you and me. That's who it is. And listen, before I knew I was a Hebrew Israelite, Hebrewite, I lived normal, and I was like, okay, but once I changed, once the Most High, I changed, he said, hey, you ain't who they say you are. And I started reading for myself, not going to their seminaries, not going to the deep demonic churches, not listening to them. Then my eyes opened up, and I said, hey, this looks like it's me and people that look like me. Not the African types, or them Jebusites or Moabites, but it's like me type of people. So once I came to that realization, the Most High gave me that insight to come to that realization, because he's the one. He chooses who he is going to allow to survive. He chooses who he's going to dull their minds, and I praise the Most High. He hasn't dulled my mind. He made my mind open up to his law. And what is required of me and what is required of you. Once I started reading this, I wonder if you got his tassels. Yeah, I got my tassels on. What are you talking about? Why aren't they all around? I don't need them around. Deuteronomy 20, they have them in the four corners. We don't get crazy. Just strive to try to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. So when I heard this, now listen, I spoke to somebody. Now listen, you guys that are in here, if somebody's in here that is going to disrupt this live chat, you know what to do. Take the holy wrench out and wrench their asses right out of here. Because, you know, there's going to be a lot of distractions because we're coming into the last days. I'm not putting a date on it, but we're in the season of the last days. We're in the last quarter of this earth history. The heathens know it. Some of the heathens are even waking up to it and saying things. Of course, they're still swimming in the midst of misinformation, misdirection from their own kind. Because in the end, they're going to say, our fathers have told us lies in Jeremiah. He didn't tell you a few lies, heathens. Almost your whole existence is a lie. You ain't those apex people that you think you are. You're at the bottom. He switched it on us. He said to the Hebrew Israelites, which are only the Negroes that have been scattered to the four corners of this flat earth, who only suffer the curses of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26, who only suffer the curses, who's the poster child of this? Nobody else of this. We're the most despised in the earth. We are those people. Amos 9:7, and you, O children of Israel, are as the Ethiopians unto me. Not that we're the actual Ethiopians, because those are African people. We are, he compared us in a comparison, not to albino, pale, recessive people on the earth. No. You can forget that. We're beyond that line. People that the sun is a friend to, that we don't get skin cancer. We don't have to put tons of lard and suntan blocker on. Nah, nigga, we're done with that. We ain't hearing none of those lies anymore. We don't receive none of them. We reject every single one of those. We know who we are. We don't care. Even in 2020, you fake J's. You keep saying, "Yeah, we're the people." You're in the fake land too. That's a dusty amusement park that you told the world that you're the people, you're the place, and the stupid Christians and all the other heathens go over there, give you guys money every year and takes a trip. Oh, this is that's garbage. We're beyond all that already. King David in the house. Vex, remember, wrench anybody that's going to get out of line. Don't let them try to disturb us, because you know now, especially towards the end, they want to distort and disturb, and it ain't going to work. Richard. But anyway, I just wanted to share this. I was going to say quick thing with you. It's going to be quick. I'm going to read 2 chapters. If you itch, get out of the live stream. This is a Torah and Tanakh Hebrew Israelite only channel. We don't read that demonic New Testament with that fake JC bloody guy on the cross. We ain't down with none of that. There's only one Savior, and that's the Creator. Isaiah 43. He said, I chose to blot out your transgression for your sake. Beside me, there's no Savior. Isaiah 46, he says, I am God and there's none else. I'm divine and there's none like me. I know the ending from the beginning. I know what is to come, and all my plans will be fulfilled. 2 Kings 19. King Hezekiah prayed to God who sits between the cherubs. Thou art the God of all the nations. Thou have created the heavens and earth. Zechariah 14. The Lord is the king of the earth. And that day there'll be one Lord with one name. Deuteronomy 32. He said, I guided him alone. There was no strange God by my side. Well, he was talking about some fake demon Zeus JC, bloody guy on the cross. It's all lies, fairy tales, and demonic. We ain't down for none of that. And here at Hebrew on the Island too, you don't see me reading the Apocrypha, Book of Enoch, Jubilee book, this, that, because you know what? I read them all already. And this is what I'm going to tell you. And somebody said this today to me too, and I'm just going to regurgitate it. Chew the meat, eat the meat, and spit out the bones. I'm going to show you a video. Why I tell you that is because, you know, you read all them books, and if you don't read consistently, thoroughly, with full comprehension, you could pass over the lies that they got in there. And then when you have lies and truths, it equals a lie. It doesn't equal a half truth or truth. It equals a total lie. So I read the book of Enoch. How can you get a teeny papyrus into a book this thick. It's made up, and they sprinkle little truths in it. You guys, a lot of you guys don't know it. Jubilees, some truth, sprinkle lies. You don't. Most of you don't have this down. Why are you going to go to anything else? You can say you have it down. You don't. I give you a quick test, show you in like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. You don't have it down. You don't even have the fundamentals down. So why are you reading other books when you don't got the primary one solidified inside your meat sack? So we don't. I don't deal with any other thing but this. Yes, I'm a teacher, Kohelet. Guess what? I read the Quran. I know all its flaws. That's why I could break every Islamic guy into bone dust rapidly. Not even coming in there, just going in his book. Most High, thank the Creator, gave me some discernment where I could do those things. So I wanted to share this with you. What I found out. And my videos are my notes are my videos. Let me give a quick shout out. We're going to start quick because I don't want to make this long. I got to go out. But what's more important than me going out, picking up some stuff and some food is convocating with the brothers. So that's what's important. And I'm going to go over again with you. Chew the meat, eat the meat, but spit out the bones. And just like all those other books, there are even Torah and Tanakh people that you listen to them, say if you listen to them a lot, you think, wow, they're great and they're good and wow, this is real powerful and this and that. And then since you're not thorough, you're going to miss the video or the statements they say where the Creator got a wife, a woman. What do you think you don't got a woman? Mama. So you're going to miss that. But that doesn't mean that there's no truth in some of the stuff. So you chew the meat, you spit out the bones. But for people that are not grounded in the Most High, I don't recommend you listening because you're going to be, it's like the snake charmer. Wow, that sounds good. Wow. And the next thing you know, hey, mama, the Creator, mama, and you have both of them. But then they say out of the same side of the mouth, there's only one God. Listen. So don't be, oh, who is this guy with? You don't need it. No, I'm just giving you some meat to put on the plate. All right? You can go and explore all you want. If your ass slip down the mountain, then that's you. I warned you. So anyway, let's get to this video. First, let me say hello to the people that are here. Young King on deck, Tav X. You know why I say Tav? Because you don't see no peace. Peace comes when you become pure. He relieves us, takes us out of captivity, and then we have peace, purity, and not being defiled. CCG. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Tav X, great to see you. Judah Samuel. Tav X, great to see you. King David, I haven't seen you in a while. Tav X, I don't know. Have you been watching my videos? Hopefully you have been watching my videos. Tav Eternal, I don't know who you are, so I'm just gonna keep it quiet. Again, heathen Gentiles, you come into the room, you can stay in, we won't bother you because the world has to know what the Most High proclaims. That doesn't mean you share the promises at all, because no heathen does. But you can listen, because in the kingdom, there's going to be the Israelites and there's going to be the heathens. But the heathens have their place, which is the eternal servants and maidens of the Israelites. They have ruled the earth, and you saw that they tore up the earth. They're not fit to rule, and everything is a lie. Nicholas Tesla, Beethoven, Mozart, everybody's Negro. Lies. I can't stand the lying heathens. We're done with the lies. We figured it all out because they're so arrogant. They're like, well, we ain't gonna throw the information away. We'll just hide it over here. And then when technology comes and more advances comes, it comes online and we find it. Stupid. But anyway, and listen, rinse them out if they do anything stupid. Don't even give them a chance. Once they Nick, rinse. We ain't playing games no more. And the word nigga don't bother us because they're the niggas. We're not. And you know what I was thinking before I was doing this video? Like I see some heathens, they put like a crown tat on their bodies, on their arm, and stuff like that. And I'm like, I say in my mind, like, you ain't a king. The only king is King David. And the little mini me kings are the Hebrew Israelites, which only are the Negroes who suffer the curse of Deuteronomy 28 and Leviticus 26. All the nations are in Isaiah 60, they're going to be, Isaiah 55, they're going to be running to us because of the Most High. Because we're the ones, we're going to be the priests, you know, the priests that actually minister to the Most High are Levites. We'll be a type of priest that is going to be talking to our fellow brothers and sisters and the heathen Gentiles. All right, don't get it twisted. Most High, the Israelite King David and his offsprings are not going anywhere, and the Levitical priests that minister in the temple and the sanctuary ain't going nowhere. So when you read Isaiah 61, oh, we're going to all priests so we can do it. No, you can't do it. He has a specific tribe group that ministers to him in that temple. Don't take it upon yourself and say, oh, I guess we're all priests and all that. Yeah, you're priests in a sense to the heathens that don't know nothing. You ain't going in there. He has rules, and he'll wax you. He'll wash you if you think you're going to do whatever you want. You can't do whatever you want. It's not true. Specific things. Let me get off this. I could talk about a whole bunch of stuff. All praise to the Most High created in the house. Tyler X, glad you came. You missed a lot. Watch this video with it when I upload it because we're in 17 minutes. You just came in and I started talking, and I usually wait, but I started talking right from the beginning. So you missed a lot. Watch it when I upload it. And that's about it. What's up, fam? Okay, it's like, again, it's great to have you in the house. Ben and Jerry tells the world that you need to give everything back. Yo, I'm telling you, we're living in the end times. I don't say, oh, news I ain't trying to say nothing. I said we're in the season of the end. I ain't saying, well, this date, this year. We in the season. We're in the last quarter of Earth history. Everything that was hidden is coming up. Even the heathen's eyes are open up. The rich heathen Ben and Jerry company, corporation, flagship is saying to the world. They said to Canada, because I don't know if they based out of Canada, they put tweets and Twitters out 4th of July, something like that. They said, we need to give this land back to who it owns. And for you crazy niggas, oh, it's the American Indians. The American Indians are Negroes. You don't know biblical history. You don't even know real secular history because you've been brainwashed in your brainwashed school that you went to and college, university, which is advanced brainwashing, and you don't take it upon yourself to do your research yourself. So you'll think that those fake wannabe, they're not indigenous, they say natives, with the long white albino phenotype hair, little tiny tan, some of them, Chinese mongoloid eyes. Oh, those are the indigenous. No, they're not. They're the Johnny come latelys. They are our replacements that the demon apex heathens put and say, you're going to be now the Indian. No. When you look at old dictionaries, which they're changing them, some people, I have some of them, they'll tell you that the Indian is the Negro. The cat's out of the bag. You $5 Indians and Mexicans and Salvadorians and Tainos and Arawaks, Brazilian, all of them, Amazon Indians, they were all Negro types. Everything is a lie. And I don't stand for that. You tell me that, I'll tell like, oh, you African. No, I'm not African. There's like this different Caucasian type people. There's a white Russian, an Irish Russian, a Polish Russian, an Italian Russian, a Greek Russian, on and on and on. And the Asians are Negro. The first indigenous Asians are Negro. Everybody's Negro. They lie. They're recessive. Come on. SLC24A5 zebrafish gene in them. These are created things afterward. They have 6 strands of DNA, one higher than a chimpanzee, which they call us monkeys all the time. It's lies, all lies. This video is not for me to go into all that, but I know it, and some of my viewers know it. You guys that have came to class late, well, go through all my videos. I don't have time right now. So we are the people group. So, you know, I have a Mexican friend and from school, you know, and I tell him like crazy. I still keep in contact with him. You know, he don't answer me too much. He'll send a text once in a while, but I'll tell me if I'm lying. What are those giant heads of Olmec? The Olmec heads in Mexico. Those are black faces, Negro people faces. Crazy. And I sent him so much stuff. He's a Mexican. His family's the post-Columbus Mexican. The Negroes are the pre-Columbus. Just like the Negro Turtle Island, we are pre-Columbus Indians. The Europeans are Negro. Europa, the insignia of Europa is a black woman. Everything's a lie. The Asians are Negro. Everybody else is a mixed Mongoloid type of invention that came afterward. But since we went into curses, Most High flipped it. He said, you're going to be the tail. So I'm going to have them make up a whole bunch of lies, say that they're the people, they're the kings, they're the this, they're the Israelites, they're the Romans, they're the this, they're the Europeans, they're the Asians, they're the Mexicans, they're none of those things. It's all coming to the surface. So Ben and Jerry put out a tweet, and you know they got a lot of power. So when the rich people, they got a lot of power. And the Most High is putting it in the demon rich people's heart. Yo, we need to give everything back. And you know the regular heathens, and you stop thinking that it's just the rich people that are demons. The rich people, the elite are demons, i.s.u.p.k heathens. The rich ones are demons. The middle class are demons, and the poor are demons. They all got that same demon philosophy in their head that they're better than us, they're over than us, etc., etc. And they hate Negroes for no reason. They're demons too. That little tiny group that has some sense, that are normal, that percentage is too small to mention. So as a group, if you're judging the group, they're the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's how we are. We ain't playing with the 100 in the world, 1,000 in the world, 100,000 in the world that are okay, and a bazillion millions of them are demons. Nope, I don't play that here on the island too. So Ben and Jerry is that one little percentage of heathens that are not well, they the devil, but they don't act like the devil like 24 hours a day. So they'll spill the truth out, or they'll say something on our side, which you know the heathens never want to be on our side. So they'll say something that's on our side, and guess what? All their brethrens are going to hate them. So now their brethren got mad because of that tweet, and they said, you know, we're going to boycott Ben and Jerry. I was getting ready to say Tom and Jerry. I got that little cartoon in my head. And they said, we're going to boycott them. Anyway, their ice cream is second class. Oh, now their ice cream is second class because they want to align themselves in the end times with the Hebrew Israelites. Even though Ben and Jerry, they're still brainwashed. They think that the indigenous people are those Mongoloid, mixed Asian and Spaniard, post-Columbus Spaniard, mixed up people. They're the people. Well, no, they're not. The Negroes are. Or even look at old murals and old statues of the cigar, and those are Negroes. Those are Negroes. They're liars. Niggas is liars. The Most High detests you liars. And here at Hebrew on the Island too, I detest you too. What about you guys that are on the live chat? So anyway, let me read the first 2 articles. Then we're going to go read some scripture, and I'm going to show you this video that all you need to do is eat the meat, chew the meat, and spit out the bones. Because that guy, he's a Messiah, he's a Torah Israelite per se, but he throws in mama. The creator has a wifey. You got a wife. It's the mother and the father. It's the male, masculine and feminine. No, I'm telling you. That's why you don't. Who is this? Don't just take what his little part. Like Ben and Jerry, they're throwing out some good stuff. Just take that and throw the ice cream away. Take what I'm going to show you in this clip later, and take just what I show you and throw the rest away. Because you guys go on there, he'll say a billion good things, and later he'll mention mama, the spirit. They don't realize. See, when you're not that intellectually sound in this, you read, he's saying, well, the spirit is her. And it's allegories. Solomon keeps on the Kohelet. He's talking in allegories and metaphors and motifs. And this guy is saying, no, it's a real woman. The creator has a wife like you and me. He's alone. He's alone all throughout the scripture. So you'll watch all his good things he's saying, and then he's gonna slip in those crazy things. And then guess what? Since you like him, he sounds jazzy, cool. You're gonna start saying, "Hey, mama." So don't ask me who it is. If you know who it is, it is. You want to follow him? Go ahead. Go down the path to the hot volcano if you want to. The Creator says in Exodus 22, if anybody sacrificed to any other God, power, creator, than the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you will be proscribed. That means you will be grinded up into micro specks of bone dust and blown into the wind to be no more. Don't play around. He's alone. This guy says he's alone, but then he says he got mama. He don't have bloody JC, but he got mama. So do what you have to do. I'm just trying to warn you. Okay, let's get to the article. I talked enough. This video, I'm just excited. There's more locusts invading. There's famine in the world that they're not reporting in the other countries, because you are okay right now doesn't mean the other third world countries and other countries of the world, they're just not reporting it because they don't want you to know what season we're in. But here at Hebron Island 2, I'm going to reveal it to you. Okay, let's start with this one. It's daylight. I don't got the high-tech stuff, but I'm going to just share. I'm going to read a little bit of the first article. And this first article is coming from Newsweek. I'm going to show you. You're going to read it, and you can watch this video later. And the lighting, I don't got special lighting and none of that stuff. You got to deal with what I have. And it says, Ben and Jerry's video slammed amid boycott calls Bud Light moment. Right? Ben and Jerry ice cream. I'm just going to read you a few lines of it, right? Here, I'll show it to you there. You can look it up yourself. Ben and Jerry is under fire once again after posting a video to celebrate National Ice Cream Month. The ice cream brand stirred up controversy with a 4th of July social media post that said America exists on stolen indigenous land. That stolen indigenous land was first called, one of the first names is Turtle Island, which Negro Indians could be those 10 lost tribes inhabited. And not just North America, South America, all the Caribbean islands, all the Western Hemisphere, because the Western Hemisphere, to me, at Hebron Island 2, is the actual old world. Columbus came over here with a Hebrew interpreter. That doesn't mean Columbus was white. They lie about everything. Remember, all the people were Negro types. Why is he coming over with a Hebrew interpreter? Because they knew that the Indians were Hebrews. A lot of them. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. That's why he's coming with a Hebrew interpreter. You guys don't connect the dots. So anyway, and we know that the real indigenous is Negro type. Red is Negro. Indian is Negro. Everything is a lie. Like, a real fine Negro girl, red bone, light tinge on her. They call her red bone. We're the Indians. And we're the Europeans and everybody else. Okay. The ice cream brand stirred up controversy with a 4th of July social media post that said America exists on stolen indigenous land and suggested land be returned to its ancestral owner. Yo, listen, the Most High said He gonna give it all back. When the curses are finished, it's gonna revert back. And not just a little bit, it's gonna be so astronomically more. Because the Most High, He had to punish us, but it makes Him sad to punish us. So don't you think He's gonna increase it like a billionfold? I can't wait. Can't you wait? So that's the first article. Let me go to the post. Let me see if we can see their video and watch what they say. I don't know if the video is going to come up because they're trying to get rid of all of it. So I guess it's not going to come up, but that's okay. That's okay. Now let's go to the next article. Otherwise, what's going on with this one? Okay, let's get rid of this. They're trying to wipe the internet of this stuff because they know that the Negro has been waking up, and they said we gotta still present misinformation to them, so they still won't know. They'll think they're Little Uzi, they'll think they're Jay-Z and 50 Cent, and that's who they are. They're gangbangers. They're super predators. They ain't the people. They're not the people from here. The jig is up, heathen Gentiles. Let Little Uzi and Little Doo or whatever their names are, little turd, whatever their stupid gangster rap names are, we ain't them. Those are the 2/3 that are going to be wasted, proscribed. You need to worry about the real Hebrew Israelites that fear the Most High and keep His commandments, that want to have undivided loyalty to Him, to want to glory in His devotion. You need to fool us, and it ain't gonna work. All right, now let's look at this is from the Times of Israel, newspaper in Israel, the Times of Israel. That's what it says. You can look it up for yourself. Ben and Jerry, hold on. Let me get this off of here. Ben and Jerry sees boycott, calls after July 4th appeal to return stolen indigenous land. Now, somebody says, oh, you're talking about the end times, long time. When have major rich companies, corporations, saying, hey, you need to return indigenous land to the rightful owners? I'm 58 years old. Don't you youngins try to tell me that. They've been saying that ever since. They haven't. Don't talk to me like I'm somebody that don't read that much, don't know, and that doesn't have a lot of experience. I have more experience than most of the people. 58 years old. What are you talking about? Yeah, nobody has said give back the indigenous land. It's happening in 2023. Parent company Ulvera loses nearly $2 billion worth of stock since announcement. Native American tribes whose land company headquarters is built on express interest in its return. Ben and Jerry face calls for a boycott this week after it called on the United States to return stolen indigenous land in a tweet sent to mark the country's Independence Day. It is not the first time the ice cream company has sparked controversy for its activism. An attempt boycott of West Bank settlement in 2021 drew charges of anti-Semitism and resulted in a deal allowing the Israel branch of Ben & Jerry to operate independently. So somebody's going to say, well, Ben & Jerry is Jewish or whatever. It doesn't matter. The Most High uses everybody. He's going to use our enemies. He said he's going to make our enemies kowtow and want to help us. Even the curly J's people, these stupid, because they think that we don't know that the real indigenous is us. They think that we're Little Uzi or Little Turd, and we're not. They're going to find out too the hard way. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to show you. Now, I want to show you this video clip. Remember, eat the meat, chew the meat, and spit out the bones. This guy says a lot of good things, Torah, Tanakh, but he infuses this one thing that is super disturbing to me, which is, and some of you guys, wow, he talks good, sounds like he's educated, wow, Scooby, wow, it's jazzy type videos he makes and stuff like that. But he's going to tell you sneakily in several of his videos that I've heard repeatedly, just, you know how you slice something and you stick something inside, or hide something under the mattress. That's what he does with telling you that the Creator is not alone, even though the scripture and the law says he's alone. And he does everything. He says, Mama. And he's referring to the Spirit. But he's saying the Spirit is also the Most High's woman. You don't have to believe me. And if you look at 100 videos, you probably won't find it. But I do research. I found it all. I heard it all. So that's eternal. But guess what? I still know how to chew the meat and spit out the bones. And this one, I'm going to chew the meat and spit out the bones. He's not saying anything bad in this one. This is why you can be fooled by these type of guys. But it's information that he's sharing that is valid. Just like even Messianic Hebrews and camps, they can say something that's valid. You don't have to follow them and listen to them. You just use that key point that the Most High used them to give it to you. Watch the video. And then I'll get into my readings. We'll call it quits.
The United States was founded on stolen indigenous land, man. They are boycotting Ben and Jerry's. They boycotting Ben and Jerry's, man, because they put out this Twitter post that said the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land. And it's a 4th of July post. It said, this 4th of July, let's commit to returning it. What? You can't say that. You might be able to get away with saying that this is stolen land. I mean, everybody know that. But to say we're going to commit to returning it, boss? No, Hijack City has an anti-return. There ain't no return policy when it comes to Hijack City. They believe they can invade forever. There ain't no repercussions. There ain't no recompense. They ain't got to give nothing back. They can come here forever. They can invade. They can squander the land, mutilate the people, genocide all these Nagas, and nothing gonna happen. And they can just build their mansions and their strip malls, you know what I'm saying? And just walk around Beverly Hills. And that's it, man. You know what I mean? Ben and Jerry's put out this Twitter post, man. The United States was founded on stolen indigenous
Fair
land.
use, fair use.
This 4th of July, let's commit to returning it, boss. But we know who these indigenous people are. You ain't got to look too far. Look at the definition of an American in the 1828 Noah Webster Dictionary. The copper-colored Nagas found here is the definition. Copper-colored races found here. The tribes, my God. So we ain't got to go crazy trying to figure out who these indigenous people are that they're talking about. But we know it's stolen land, and we know it was stolen from these copper-colored cons found here. And to commit to giving it back means hijack. You got to give it. You got to give the land back, right? And nobody wants to displace, or have their families be displaced, but our families were displaced. You see, so what we gonna do about this? What we gonna do about this situation? So now they banning Ben and Jerry's. Now it's a worldwide boycott on Ben and Jerry's ice cream because they want to speak up and say a little bit of what they call the real spillionaire, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this. It's all happening. It's all I can say. Ben and Jerry speaking up. When the ice cream man is speaking up, I think the whole world is listening. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool that you invaded these Nagas, and that these Nagas were speaking Hebrew, which is evident that Christopher Columbus brought a Hebrew interpreter to communicate to these Nagas here. It's evident that these Nagas are speaking Hebrew here. And you also got to put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, these were Hebrew-speaking people that were invaded? Well, maybe that's why Ben and Jerry's are speaking up about it. Maybe they're like, these Hebrews can't be invaded forever. We might have to commit to giving this stuff back. Because if we don't, it's going to be like Egypt all over again, right? Let my people go. And if you don't, then we got plagues, right? I mean, this is creator land for the people of the creator, promised land for the copper-colored promised land nuggies, you know what I'm saying? From the earth, from the soil. And even the ice cream man is telling us, man, it's a stolen land. Ain't that part of the code when you talk about the 10 commandments or the 9 code, you call it? Don't kill, don't steal, but you came here killing everything and stealing everything, and you don't think you think I'm tripping? You think I'm being rebellious for remembering that my people were slaughtered? So you come to my house, you slaughter my family, and if I speak up, I'm the rebel? But you came here to rebel against whoever you running from in Europe, right? Black ass King George and that man, King Charles and that man. Hey man, you better wakey, man. The ice cream man is putting us up on some ice cold drought, man. You better return the land to these nuggets, man. However y'all gotta do it. We ain't talking about no what they call reparation. We talking about restitution. We talking about restoration, full restoration, full recompense. Cause the hijack gonna have to back. They're gonna have to make it right. Wow.
Dear friend, do you see this man? On the right is Ukrainian President Zelensky.
Listen, hopefully this video is edifying to you. Hopefully this video is edifying to you. I want to end this video with the best thing, and the best thing is scripture. So let me scroll. Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2. Blow a horn in Zion, sound an alarm on my holy mount. Let all dwellers on the earth tremble, for the day of the Lord has come. It is close. A day of darkness and gloom, a day of denseness, clouds spread like soot over the hills. A vast, a numerous horde. Nothing like it has ever happened, and it shall never happen again through the years and ages. Their vanguard is a consuming fire, their rear guard a devouring flame. Before them the land was like the Garden of Eden. Behind them a desolate waste. Nothing has escaped them. They have appearance of horses. They gallop just like steeds. With a clatter as of chariots, they bound on the hilltops. With a noise like a blazing fire consuming straw. Like an enormous horde arrayed for battle. Peoples tremble before them. All faces turn ashen. They rush like warriors. They scale a wall like fighters, and each keep to his own track. Their paths never cross. No one jostles another. Each keeps to his own course, and should they fall through a loophole, they do not get hurt. They rush up the wall. They dash about in the city. They climb into the houses. They enter like thieves by way of their windows. Before them, earth trembles, heaven shakes. Sun and moon are darkened, and stars withdraw their brightness. And the Lord roars aloud at the head of his army, for vast indeed is his host. Numberless are those that do his bidding, for great is the day of the Lord, most terrible. He can endure it. Who can endure it? Yet even now, says the Lord, turn back to me with all your hearts, and with fasting and weeping and lamenting, rend your hearts rather than your garments, and turn back to the Lord your God. For he is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, abounding in kindness, and renouncing punishment. Who knows but he may turn and relent and leave a blessing behind for meal orphans and drink orphans to the Lord your God. Blow a horn in Zion, solemnize a fast, proclaim an assembly, gather the people, bid the congregation purify themselves. Tavex, purity and becoming one. That's why I don't be saying shalom. There's no peace. We need purity. We need to purify ourselves with this, and keep fearing the Most High and keeping his commandments. Blow a horn in Zion, solemnize a fast, proclaim an assembly, gather the people, bid the congregation purify themselves. That's why I say that at Hebrew on Island too. Tav X, Bring together the old, gather the babes and the sucklings at the breast. Let the bridegroom come out of his chamber, the bride from her canopied couch. Between the portico and the altar, let the priests, the Lord's ministers, weep and say, oh, spare your people, Lord. Let not your possession become a mockery, to be taunted by nations. They have taunted us enough. Pray. Turn back to the Most High. Let not thy people say, where is their God? Then the Lord was roused on behalf of his land and had compassion upon his people. In response to his people, the Lord declared, I will grant you the new grain, the new wine, the new oil, and you shall have them in abundance. Nevermore will I let you be a mockery amongst the nations. I will drive the northerners far from you. You got Ben and Jerry blowing the horn, saying, return the indigenous land back. I'm 58 years old. Tell me what company said, hey, why don't you give the Indians, the real Indians, not the fake Mongoloid, fake Johnny-come-lately, post-Columbus Indians, $5 Indians. He said, return it. I will drive the northerners far from you. I will thrust it into a parched and desolate land, its van to the eastern sea, and its rear to the western sea. And the stench of it shall go up, and the foul smell rise, for the Lord shall work great deeds. Fear not, O soil. Fear not, O soil. He's telling the land, don't fear. Coming back to its rightful owners. Fear not, O soil, rejoice and be glad, for the Lord has wrought great deeds. Fear not, O beasts of the field, for the pastures in the wilderness are clothed with grass. The trees have borne their fruit. Fig trees and vine have yielded their strength. O children of Zion, be glad, rejoice in the Lord your God, for he has given you the early rain in his kindness. Now he makes the rain fall formally, the early rain and the late. And threshing floors shall be piled with grain, and vats shall overflow with new wine and oil. I will repay you for the years consumed by the swarms and hoppers, by grubs and locusts, the great army I let loose against you. He's telling us through the major prophet, Joel, the minor prophet, that I will repay. He said he's going to repay us. Ben and Jerry's telling you now, telling you the atmosphere of the world, that land needs to be returned. I will repay you for the years consumed by swarms and hoppers, by grubs and locusts, the great army I let loose against you, and you shall eat your fill and praise the name of the Lord your God who dwelt so wondrously with you. My people shall be shamed no more, and you shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, that I the Lord am your God, and there is no other, and my people shall be shamed no more. And I'm going to read another one. You guys don't like the reading of the scriptures? Get out of here. We're too late in the game to have you wishy-washy, so-called, when you feel like it, Hebrew Israelite Eberites. We're done with you niggas. Go with the 2/3. We want the kingdom. We want the kingdom. We want to strive each day to fear the Most High and keep his commandments. And the Most High is not coming to you like with an angel in your house saying, go there, fill your backpack up, fear me, keep his commandments. It says, what's required of you is to, Deuteronomy 10, revere the Most High, walk only in his ways, love him with all your might, with all your strength, fear him and keep his commandments. Joshua 24, have undivided loyalty to him. Jeremiah 9, glory in his devotion. That's what Micah 6, and 8. What's required? That you do justly, you love mercy, and you walk humbly with your creator, which is the only one found in Exodus 3:14, who told Moses to tell Pharaoh to let my people come to worship me. And my name forever is I am that I am, I will be. You guys, modern Hebrew. This is what we know right now. And in Zephaniah 3 says, in that day, not this day, in that day, the Most High is going to restore to Israel a pure tongue and a pure speech so we can invoke his name. So we strive to do the best we can. So how I'm saying it is modern Hebrew, but he knows all the languages. Ahie, Asher, Ahie. I am that I am. I will be. Ahie, that's my name forever. Exodus 3:14. Oh, but it's the... You guys, and some of you guys are sleeping. Some of you guys are sleeping. Not all, but some of you guys are sleeping. You think you think nothing's going on. Hold on. You think nothing's going on, but things are going on. You got to remember, they're not going to report everything out there. You think they want everybody waking up? Utah added to dilemma of local farmers suffering from drought. A massive swarm of grasshoppers have invaded Thule, Utah. Thule. Causing significant damage to crops. The plague-like surge was captured by weather radar systems of National Service on June 21st. Plagues are returning. You could think not. And the title is not here, but you see this. And I'm going to read it to you. Global food supplies just keep getting even tighter, and global hunger has risen to extremely alarming levels. People on the other side of the world are literally starving to death as I write this article. Well, most of us in the Western world simply do not care about millions that are deeply suffering because the mainstream media hardly ever talks about what is happening. This is what is going on, and a lot of you people don't know because you don't live in third world. But it's happening. The plagues are happening. Hunger is happening. Locusts, the plagues of Egypt are coming, and other plagues. That's what you don't know. All right, let me think. But here on the island too, I'm going to, as all praise to the Most High Creator says, I'm going to bring it out. And let me read the last one. Again, you guys that are, he's reading again. That new Yeshua Israel guy is reading. I hate that nigga. He reads too much. Yeah, I'm reading out of the Law and History book. I'm a Kohelet. I'm a teacher, preacher of the book of wisdom. I must read. I must study continually. Those that gain wisdom, Daniel 12:3, join me. You could do it too. Daniel 12:3, those that gain wisdom, the fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. Join me. You don't like my reading? Oh, he's reading too much. He's reading. What do you mean? He's reading a whole chapter? I know you used to be in the church with the pork chop eaters. They read one line, a couple words, and sing all day and pass the plate around 700 times for money. I know you're used to that, but this is not. This is you're the wrong. You're over your pay grade. You're not in the right section of the arena. You need to go where you're at, because here we're going to read. And we're going to study, and we're going to reverence the Most High, and we're going to magnify the Most High. We're going to worship the Most High alone. Most High has nobody on his side. He does it all. The sons of the Most High, is Exodus 4:22, are the children of Israel. There's no special outline one. Look, he loved David. I'm going to say David is one of the top ones to love. You know, Abraham, of course, and Shem, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, of course, but David, when you read Ezekiel 44, he's sitting at a table eating bread, and the Most High's over there on the other side of the table. I don't know what for, but who else has that? In the end, it didn't say Abraham or Shem or whatever, but of course, they're going to be, here because he's bringing the Israelites back. But David got the highest. From my view, he says King David and his lineage is ruling forever. You know, I told you at the beginning of it, I get offended with. I see the heathens, they got a king tattoo, wearing a king crown shirt or whatever. I'm like, you ain't kings. The king is King David. Hosea chapter 3 says, in the end, the Israelites are going to seek out their creator and then their designated king that the creator made, which is called King David. They ain't no other king. And the little tiny kings and viceroys and governors of the earth are the Hebrew Israelite men and women. Not you heathen Gentiles. You can get that king shit off. This is why on my signet ring, I have the menorah, I have Tav X. X is the pictograph, the symbol of Tav, which is the 400 numeric value of the Phoenician Hebrew alphabet, which means purity and becoming one. I'm not a follower. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I don't see peace. And we just read, he's telling purity. In Hosea 8, he asked Israel a question. He said, is Israel capable of purity? And then when you keep reading, he sends Israel back into captivity because apparently you're not pure. You don't strive for purity. You don't act pure or trying to have an aspiration to be pure. So why I'm going to keep saying, peace, shalom. I want to convince you, you need to focus to be pure. Tav X, purity becoming one. Peace is after. Joel chapter 4. For lo, in those days and in that time is coming, future. For lo, in those days and in that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem. Well, Ben and Jerry is showing you a glimpse of things that are going to change, things that are coming to the earth. He's telling his fellow demonic heathen Gentiles, we should give the indigenous people their lands back. Joel chapter 4. What was hidden is coming to the top. We actually do live in exciting times, the end times. Joel chapter 4, lo, in those days and in that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all the nations. I bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will contend with them over my very own people, Israel, which they scattered among the nations. For they divided my land among themselves and cast lots over my people. And they bartered a boy for a whore and sold a girl for wine, which they drank. What is this you are doing to me, O Tyre, Sidon, and all the districts of Philistia? Are you requiting me for something I've done, or are you doing something for my benefit? Quick as a flash, I will pay you back, for you have taken my gold and my silver and have carried off my precious treasure to your palaces. Remember, Exodus 19, he said, you are a peculiar treasure unto me. He says, it was in Zephaniah 2, he says, you are the apple of my eye. You have carried off my precious treasures to your palaces, and you have sold the people of Judah and the people of Jerusalem to Ionians. Don't worry about those words. Remember, the people on the earth can name themselves who they want. Like you have a pet. If the pet in his little pet mind can say, I don't want to be called Rover. I want to be called this name. It doesn't matter. You own him. Well, the Most High owns and created everything. So don't be worrying about Ionia and this. Don't worry about them. The wisest man that ever lived, and I follow King David and I follow King Solomon. I know a lot of you guys don't like King Solomon because of the, following them, the concubines and doing them things, he did, but I still am 100% for him because I know the Most High said, I'm never going to lose favor for Solomon like I lost the favor for King Saul. So King Solomon is still A1 in the Most High's eyes. You don't realize King Solomon had a job to do. He says, because listen, when you read Ecclesiastes chapter 9, it says all the actions of men, whether it's love and hate, good and evil, is from the Most High because he has a plan. In Jeremiah, Jeremiah 29, Jeremiah 33. He's planning. It's his plan. So he had the plan for the wisest guy to search out all good things, all wise things, folly in the earth, things that are vanity. He had him check everything out. That's what you guys don't understand yet. Here at Hebron Island too, I'm gonna tell you, I'm a fan of King Solomon. Where a lot of you hate him or say, "Oh, he's bad. He's a womanizer. He's this. He's an idol worshiper. He did this for the idols and all that." The Most High, he said, "I'm not losing favor for him." So if the Most High ain't losing favor for King Solomon, I ain't losing favor for him. Not at all. I don't even know how we got to King Solomon. Let me go back. Oh, I was talking about the names and stuff. So the thing is, the names, it says Ionia. It said, remember we read in the first, it says, for lo, in those days and in that time, when I restore, not restored with an ED, when I restore the fortunes of Jerusalem, I will gather all the nations. This is future tense. Don't worry, Ionians. It's the Americans, the Europeans, the Asians, the Australians, the Pacific Islanders, the Greenlandians, and everybody else. Okay. And you have sold the people of Judah and the people of Jerusalem to the Ionians, so that you have removed them far from their homeland. Behold, I will rouse them to leave the place you have sold them. And remember, we're all over, everywhere. Ezekiel 36, the Israelites are in every nation. Not great numbers, because we're the smallest in group, but we're there. We're a different Negro type. So he says, behold, I will rouse them to leave the place you have sold them to, and I will pay you back. I will deliver your sons and daughters into the hands of the people of Judah, and they will sell them into captivity to a distant nation, for the Lord has spoken. And you guys, some of you guys also think that when they talk about lands, you actually think, well, that's another continent. Nah. New York City is not New Jersey. That's a different land. Connecticut is different from Maryland. Pennsylvania is super ginormous. It's different than Florida. That's a different land. You guys think that in America is 3,000 miles from coast to coast. Oh, he's talking about different. Now he's talking about, he took us out of Utah, Colorado, and Montana, where the beautiful mountains are and stuff, and California. He took us out of there and put us in Newark, New Jersey. It's a different land. He took us out of there. He brought us to Canada. Oh, wow. Nah, stop it, you guys. You got to study more. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for battle. And you guys don't realize, when you research early American history, each state was its own like country. They have their own flag. You guys got to get up to speed. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for battle. Arouse the warriors. Let all the fighters come and draw near. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let even the weaklings say, I am strong. Rouse yourself and come. All you nations, come together from round about. There bring down your warriors, O Lord. Let the nations rouse themselves and march up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit in judgment over all the nations round about. Swing the sickle, for the crop is ripe. Come and tread, for the winepress is full. The vats are overflowing, for great is their wickedness. You can't even send your kids to school without the moist and the zesty rainbow going on the attack, trying to change their minds. For great is their wickedness. Multitudes upon multitudes, the zesty and moist. The multitudes upon multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is at hand in the valley of decision. Sun and moon are darkened, and stars withdraw their brightness. And the Lord will roar from Zion and shout aloud from Jerusalem, so that heaven and earth tremble. But the Lord will be a shelter to his people, a refuge to the children of Israel. And you shall know that I, the Lord your God, dwell in Zion, my holy mount, and Jerusalem shall be holy. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before a place, and it's also a place. And you shall know that I, the Lord your God, dwell in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem shall be holy. Listen to this. This is why I made this video with Ben and Jerry, because it's like a trumpet blowing before the actual events are coming to fruition. You should give the indigenous people their land back. Heathens, rich heathens saying it. And you shall know that I, the Lord your God, dwell in Zion, my holy mountain. Jerusalem shall be holy. Never more shall strangers pass through it. Ben and Jerry saying, you heathens of the world need to give the indigenous people their lands back. Never more shall strangers pass through it. And in that day, the mountains shall drip with wine, the hills shall flow with milk, and all the watercress of Judah shall flow with water. A spring shall issue from the house of the Lord and shall water the wadi of Achaeus. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom a desolate waste, because of the outrage to the people of Judah, in whose land they shed the blood of the innocent. But Judah shall be inhabited forever, and Jerusalem throughout the ages. Thus I will treat as innocent their blood, which I have not treated as innocent. And the Lord shall dwell in Zion. Mwah, mwah. Hopefully this was edifying, encouraging. Hang on. Be stoic. Doesn't matter what you're going through. A stoic person withholds his outward feelings so people don't know what is going on. And he accepts, or she accepts inside, this is what it is. That's a source of strength. You don't, woe's me. I'm fine. Let the games begin. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick, not so quick, it's an hour and 6 minutes. Again, I thank you for you guys coming on. Any heathens that are in here that ain't causing a problem, you can stay in. You get rinsed though. Don't get it twisted. CC, thank you for coming in. Judith Samuel, always a pleasure to have you. Starvation and war draft on the way, right, CC? From the spirit, you can tell who the flesh cannot please. Tav Eternal, King David, great to have you. Tav X, what you call it, the holy wrench. Yep. Rinsed the shit out of them niggas when they act crazy. I am the seed of David from the house of David, and I have the spirit on me with photo and videos of art, proof. A real prophet among you. You never knew when you're entering the angels. Yeah, I've been watching with my other channel. That one dude was me. Oh, okay. All praise the Most High. What's up? I'm glad to have you. King David, 148 lesson. I just finished watching you and Mr. Real Talk bring it out. That's good. Bring it out, guys. I'm proud of you guys. I definitely will watch from the beginning. Great. Power was out, but it's back. Great. King David got one Mexican girl and her feelings when I told her the ones were black and they started Spanish, and then them fools you cook was proof on IG. Yeah, I told my Mexican friend, I said, you can forget soccer, you can forget tacos. The nigga made it all, and quesadillas. You guys are Johnny come latelys. I'm just sorry, the truth hurts. Got one Mexican girl in her feelings. I got one Mexican girl in her feelings, okay. I never really got into the camp. I was in high school in the booth ball and just watched it laugh, and it was roasting. But all right, we want our sovereignty. We want no reparations. May the Most High forgive the house of Israel. Good, Judith Samuel, great words. Yes, all praise the Most High, bring it out. All praise the Most High, 100% facts, Judah, Israel, 100%. All praise, keep the commandments. This is New Yeshua Israel, Hebrew on the island too. Until next time, it's great to have you. See you on the next one.